চলে যাচ্ছি।
Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah, I am also fine. Dear students, welcome back once again to my today's online class. After a long time, I am with you. This is Mahmoud Hassan, Assistant English Teacher, Shamsul Khan School College. Dear students, some days ago, your second semester exam had already been finished, and from today, your third semester classes is going to be held. So, and you know that your third semester is very important for us because your third semester exam may be held in our school, and it is very important. It is very glad to know that one day, that means on one day in a week, every Thursday, your class will be held in our physical classroom. So, and another day, your online class will be held. So, the students keep an eye on keep your eye in our Facebook group. So, dear students, the third semester exam, maybe all the topics are revision. That means the first semester you have learned many topics, and the second semester also you have learned many topics. So, the third semester on the revision. So, you have to revise again and again, and you have to practice more and more for your grammar, for expanding your grammar. Otherwise, you will forget all the topics, all the rules of regulation of the grammar. So, as a revision part, so today I would like to discuss about the partial speech. About the partial speech. The students, partial speech is a very important topic for English grammar because do you know what is partial speech? Partial speech, words are divided into different classes according to the purpose they are used for. And every classes, every word that is classified in every word are called partial speech. That means that there are students what we are talking, and every word what we are talking is called a partial speech. You have to keep in mind. And all the grammatical parts are included in the partial speech. That means you know that I have a question to you. Do you know how many kinds of partial speech? It's a very common and simple question. And you know that there are 8 kinds of partial speech. Number 1 is noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. The students you know is very well. And in the exam, maybe it may come identification of partial speech. So, identification of partial speech, for answering this question correctly, we have to know ins and outs of every classification of partial speech. So, one by one, I would like to discuss. Just please listen to me what I say. At first, you know, partial speech are of 8 kinds. So, number 1 is noun. There is students. We know this very well. Number 1 is noun. Do you know what is noun? Noun, you know very well that because in the first semester and second semester exam you have revised, you have learned many things, and you have also practiced many things. So now I just ask you some questions, and you will answer this question. Okay? So do you know what is noun? Noun, that means it's a very simple definition. Is noun is a living word, and another, if we say elaborately, we can say noun is a word, or noun is a word that indicates the name of person, or indicate the name of thing, or indicates the name of place, these kinds of etc. So noun can be in different kinds. It can be the proper noun. That means when any types of noun indicates the particular of a person or thing, it can be proper noun. That means, and another one is the noun can be collective. That means when the noun indicates the collection of a person, place, or thing, it can be it can be also the noun. For example, if I say sheep, sheep is a noun also. But if I say a flock of sheep, it's also the noun. If I say a flock of sheep, it's also the noun. Or another one, if I say key, key is a noun also. If I say the bunch of keys, this is the collective noun. You know that. And if I say the cow, cow is a noun. But if I say the herd of cows, this is a collective noun. Clear? And a common noun also, you know that it indicates the common name of person, place, or thing of same kinds or same classes. For example, boy, class, not class, or girl, or etc. You know. And it noun can be the countable and uncountable noun also. Countable and uncountable noun also, you know. What is countable and uncountable noun? Countable noun is a noun that is only counted. That is, it can possible to count the noun. And uncountable noun means the noun that cannot be counted. It is quite impossible to count these kinds of uncountable nouns. For example, rice. Here, it's possible to count. It takes a lot of time, so it's the uncountable noun. Meat is also uncountable noun. And these kinds of nouns are involved or are related to this noun. So this is the simple description of a noun. Clear? Number two, you know very well that this is the pronoun. Hey, students, do you know what is pronoun? Pronoun, that means pronoun is some word or that is used instead of noun, in place of noun. Now, students, you know that if we use noun more and more, so this kind of noun is very, what should I say? If I use noun in every sentence, so the sentence is not the suitable sentence. If I say the Korean is a student, Korean goes to school, or Korean reads attentively. If I pronounce more and more again and again Korean, so this kinds of sentence is very odd to hear. So in that case, normally we can use the pronoun. There are some kinds of pronouns. We can use I or he, she, they, you, or you can say him, or her, or them, or their, or you can use they, them, we, us. This is some kinds of pronoun. This is called the personal pronoun. You know that very well. And there are some other pronouns, indefinite pronoun. For example, some. If you write here, some, any, or few, or little. This is some, any. This is the pronoun, and we can also use this kind of pronoun, interrogative pronoun. For example, what, whom, which, how, why. This is also indicates the pronoun. And we can also use each other, one another. This is called the reciprocal pronoun. Each other, one another. Or we can use in some kinds of pronouns, for example, each, either, neither, each, either, neither. And we can use these kinds of pronouns. We can use in our daily English sentences, in your writing, in your speaking, these kinds of words that is involved in the pronoun. So we know that there are 8 kinds of pronoun: indefinite pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. What are the demonstrative pronoun? These are these, that, those. And relative pronoun, that means who, is, what, whom, when is used between the two sentences to make it relationship between the other sentence. This is called the relative pronoun. These are some important pronoun. You have to just memorize these kinds of words that involved in the pronoun. So if I go to the next classes, for example, noun, pronoun, then adjective. So number 2 is pronoun, you know. Number 3 is adjective. Number 3 is adjective. Adjective, do you know what is adjective? Can anyone say about the adjective? Yes, you know, I hope. Adjective is a describing word. That means adjective is the name of quality of a noun, or quantity of a noun, or number of a noun. That means when any kinds of quality, quantity, number is used before the noun, we can call it an adjective. Clear? For example, if I say, he is a good boy. Here, boy is a noun, you know that. And the good is the describing of a noun. So here this is an adjective, you know, and this is the noun. So if I say what's the position of an adjective? The position of an adjective normally is used before the noun and it describes about the noun. It describes it can be quantity, or it can be quality, or it can be number, or it can be pronominal. Students, clear? If I say she is my student. If I say she is my student, here she is a noun, so my is also an adjective, because my is used before the noun and it describes about the noun, and she is my student, here my adjective. And this is called the adjective of possessive. That means or we can say this is the pronominal adjective. We can say this is the pronominal adjective or possessive adjective we can use. Or if we write, I have three pens. Here, three. Do you know what is it? This is a noun. You know that. This is the adjective because the pens, and how many pens? 3 pens, and 3 is used before the noun, so this is the adjective. This is called the numeral adjective or adjective of number. You know very well this one, because this is the revision for you. And if we go to the next one, that means number 4, noun, pronoun, adjective, and verb. Verb is very important topics for English grammar. And verb, you know that if I ask you that what is verb, the normal answer is that verb is an action word. No, this is not only verb, the action word. Verb indicates the action word or state. It can be state or event. It can be state or event. Okay? That means action word is okay, but if I say he is reading a book, here read, verb. If I say read is a verb, absolutely this is a verb, but read is an action verb. That means it indicates the action. But if I say happened, this is not the action. This is not the action. This is the event. If I say accidentally, the accident was happened suddenly. Here happen is not the action word. This is the event. The event. So the verb indicates the action also and event also. If I say state verb, if I say he is a student, if I write here, student here is, do you know this is the action word? No. This is the event. No. This is the state. This is the state. This is called the state verb. So we have to keep in mind that verb indicates the action, verb indicates the event, and verb indicates the state. Clear? And there are many kinds of verb. Principal verb, auxiliary verb, and transitive verb, intransitive verb, finite verb, non-finite verb, gerund verb, participle verb, three kinds: present participle, past participle, perfect participle. These are the elaborate discussion about the verb. So thus today I would like to discuss about the identification of verb. So I will not go to the elaboration. But you have to keep in mind that verb indicates the action word, verb indicates the event word, and verb indicates the state word. Okay? And what is the position of verb? The position of verb is normally the verb is used after the subject. Why? If the sentence is assertive form, that is affirmative form. For example, here he is the subject, so he is the verb. If I write, he reads a book, here read the verb, he is the subject. The accident happened suddenly, that the accident is the subject and happen is the verb. Clear? So here, that means the position of verb is normally, that means if the sentence is affirmative. So the verb is used after the subject. But in some cases, that means if the sentence is the interrogative sentence, so in that case the auxiliary verb is used before the subject. So what is the auxiliary verb? Just to have verb that means do, does, and did. To have verb that means have, has, had, and is, are. That means to be verb, and is, are, was, were. This is the simple auxiliary verb. And can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. These kinds of verbs are called the modal auxiliary verb. So we have to just memorize all the auxiliary verb: and, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, used to, ought to, and need also the auxiliary verb. Sometimes need is used as the principal verb. Okay, I hope you understood that. Then number 5 is adverb. Adverb, you know that adverb. Adverb, that means adverb always modifies the verb. Adverb modifies the adjective, and adverb modifies the other adverb. That means adverb always describes about the verb, or about the adjective, or about the other adverb. For example, normally you know that adverb is used, that means the adverb is made up with ly after the adjective. That means when, for example, if I say slow is an adjective, but if I write slowly, it's an adverb. Clear? If I write here, that intelligent, but if it is the adjective, but intelligently, this is the adverb. That means when ly is used after the adjective, this is called the adverb. But you have to keep in mind that when ly is used after the noun, this is not the adverb. This is not the adverb. So you have to keep in mind that. So adverb is used after the adjective ly. That means when ly is used after the adjective, and this is, in that case this is adverb. Otherwise, it is not the adverb. Clear, student? If I write motherly or fatherly, this is the adjective. This is the adverb. No, this is not. This is the adjective, because here mother is a noun plus ly. This is called the. This is not the adverb. This is the adjective. This is the adjective. But when adjective plus noun, adjective plus ly, this is called adverb. Students, it's very important to know. Adjective plus ly, this is adverb. Noun plus ly, this is not the adverb. This is the noun. This is the adjective form. Okay. The next one is adverb, then preposition. then I will write some preposition. Students, preposition is some word that is placed before the noun and to make a relationship between the other words. It's called the preposition. For example, in, at, on, with, after, before. These kinds of and there are a lot of preposition in our English grammar. This is just some example of preposition. So you have to keep in mind that preposition is placed before the noun and it makes relationship between the other nouns. Okay, you have to keep in mind that preposition. The next one is conjunction. Students, conjunction. We will know conjunction describes the joining word between two sentences. That means when two sentences joined with some words, for example, when, as, since, though, although, are, either, or, neither, nor, but. This is called a conjunction. Okay, this is called a conjunction. So we can write here when, as, since, though, although, etc. It is called a conjunction. And the next one is interjection. Interjection is very common. Interjection, to identify interjection, that there is a note of exclamation. There is a note of exclamation after the word. This is called interjection. That means it expresses the sudden feeling of mind like joy, hooray, alas, fine, tart, harsh. These kinds of words. It is used for interjection. So we can write here alas or hooray. When there is a note of exclamation, this is called interjection. Just you have to keep in mind that. Okay? Etc. These are the symbol or sign of some interjection.